And it simply means a gathering at somebody's house where people get together to make music, tell stories, joke around. And one ingredient which we will not be able to present here and drink, that may be the most critical ingredient in some cases with some individual performers. But we will, since we don't have either a small room, we do have congenial musicians, singers, and storytellers here. What we will be doing essentially is make believe it's a ceilidh. So just imagine, if you will, that we're in a cottage someplace, either in the mountains in Scotland or someplace in Western Ireland. And a group of people have dropped into a house, and they're going to entertain each other. You're incidental to their entertaining each other. You're sort of looking in the window with a couple of 100 microphones to make it easy for you to hear as well. This is the kind of thing that goes on all over the world. In other parts of the world, they have other names for it. In Scotland, the word is just ceilidh. And we have a lot of performers on this workshop. By the way, this will be followed, supposedly followed, by another workshop called a storytelling workshop. Actually, since a ceilidh involves both storytelling and singing, I guess it'll just run together rather than have it as separate workshops. At some point, we'll chase a couple of the Scotsmen and Irishmen off the stage, and we'll bring on a couple of Americans sometime around, I would guess around 2:30, supposedly for the storytelling part. Actually, though, it'll be a continuation of the same ceilidh. The group that you have on stage here, who will be working first, and then a whole bunch of other performers will get on stage as well after they get off for a short while, is a group called the Boys of the Loch. They're made up of 2 Scotsmen and 2 Irishmen. The 2 Scotsmen fight with each other, the 2 Irishmen fight with each other, and all 4 fight with each other. But they make magnificent music together, and this is when you really can appreciate the relationship of Scottish and Irish music and culture in one grand Celtic culture area. Starting all the way at my far left, also his far left, Robin Morton. Next to him, on flute, Cathal McConnell. On fiddle, Ali Bain. And then on my right, though really to his left, is Dick Guchan. The Boys of the Loch. Uh, Ali Bain has to go over to work in the fiddle workshop, but the other three members of the Boys of Luck will be back here in groups of twos and threes to perform a little later on in this workshop. How about coming up, the rest of you guys? Joe and everybody else, Gene, etc. Let me just tell you, some of you want to know who I was. I still am, I guess. Ken Goldstein, and people ask me, well, what have you got to do with this kind of music? Well, I fell in love with it a few years ago when I was living and working in Scotland, and had a little problem with my name. The name Goldstein just doesn't fit into any normal Scottish clan system. So the family that I was working with, Stewarts and Fedorengus, decided to adopt me into the clan. They had a little problem, so they created a new sept of the Stewart clan known as the McGoldsteins. So that's my relationship to this music. Otherwise, it's simply because I'm an Anglophile. That means file me onto England. I'm also a Scotophile, and file me onto Scotland too, I've just been told. And I also happen to like the Irish pretty much, all kinds of them. On stage now, we have John and Tony at the far left. Owen McBride. I'm making the introductions now so I can get off the stage and come out there and listen to them too. John and Tony, Owen McBride, Joe Heaney, Gene Redpath, and Lou Killen, moving from the left towards me. Now, they're just going to perform around this, one after the other and then come back, and then at some point I'll interrupt them and get some of the Boys of the Loch back up here. And also, I have problems, by the way, pronouncing the Boys of the Loch. It always comes out the Boys of the Hole in Yiddish. And, but the word is not Yiddish. It's L-O-U-G-H in Irish, and in Scots it would be L-O-C-H. But it still comes out the Boys of the Hole when I pronounce it for some reason.
Boys of the Luff.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that Norman Kennedy will show up. I understood he was coming too. If he does, he'll simply come on when he gets here. Okay, John and Tony, why don't you start it out, and then one after the other, cross to the side. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, I think so. Who does the lead?
I think I should sit up there, you know. Go ahead.
It's a good question.
Right, yeah.
I think I'm on top and he's in the middle. Yeah. You're on
The Irishman who was sitting over here just moved because he decided it'd be wrong to have two Irishmen sitting next to each other, and he wanted to get somehow
You wanna sit
to
over
divide
here?
the Irish up between the English and
that's
the Scots. So what happens? So an Englishman
Get
sits
over
down
there,
next
you
to them.
bugger.
No comment. He just wanted to be last, that's all. Well, you're singing next,
All
by
right,
the
this
way.
is a song from the Copper family of Rottingdean in Sussex. As it expresses a simple bucolic philosophy. Louis, John, and I, for all intents and purposes here, have just formed a group known as Bucolics Anonymous. Oh, you want to sing this one too? Has a bit you can sing too.
You want to get into that?
No, just you sing it. Oh, there we are. All right. What's the key?
Number 3.
There.
1, 2, 3.
Bit early.
Ho.
The time passes over more cheerful and gay, since we've learned a new act to drive sorrows away. Sorrows away. Sorrows away. Sorrows away. Since we've learned a new act to drive sorrows away. Bright Phoebe awake so high up in the sky, with her red rosy cheeks and a sparkling eye. Sparkling eye. Sparkling eye. Sparkling eye. With her red
sparkling eye. If you ask for my credit, you'll find I have none. With me bottle and friends, you will find me at home. Find me at home. Find me at home. Find me at home. With me bottle and friends, you will find me at home. Although I'm not rich and although I'm not poor, I'm as happy as those that's got thousands or more. Thousands or more. Thousands or more. Thousands or more. I'm as happy as those that's got thousands or more.
It was him, wasn't me? It was him.
What was that about, anyway? What was that about?
Sing us a song, Louis.
Eh? You what?
Sing us a song.
Where are we starting from?
I don't know.
I'm as happy as those that's got thousands or more.
I've learned a lot of songs lately.
Can I borrow your that instrument you have?
Look at this.
Whoop. Here's a modern, fairly modern song. It was only written about 10 years ago by one of England's not just better songwriters, but one of the finer traditional singers, or singers of traditional music, no matter how you want to put it, called Ceilidh. This song is called the Grey Funnel Line. Now, the term really is the Royal Navy he's talking about. You know how all those fancy passenger ships and fancy cargo ships have their company designs painted on the funnels, and this is how lots of people in the Navy sort of tend to think of the Navy at times. Cyril was once at a dance with somebody up in Liverpool where his destroyer was being refitted, and this girl was saying, like, you work for the Cunard line, don't you? Because he was in his petty officer's uniform. He said, no, I'm in the Royal Navy. He says, I know you're in the Royal Navy, but you work for the Cunard line in peacetime, don't you? Hence this song. Don't mind the wind or the rolling sea. The weary nights never trouble me. But the hardest time in a sailor's day is to watch the sun as it sinks away. Just one more day on the grey funnel line. Oh, the finest ship that sails the sea, it's still a prison for the likes of me. But give me wings like Noah's dove, and I'd fly up harbor to the one I love. Just one more day on the grey funnel line. Well, there was a time when I was free, like a floating spar on the rolling sea. But now that spar is washed ashore, it comes to rest at my real love's door. Just one more day on the grey funnel line. Every time I gaze behind the screws, how I long to be in old Peter's shoes. Then I'd walk on down that silvery lane, and I'd take my real love in my arms again. Just one more day on the grey funnel line. Oh Lord, if dreams were only real, how I'd put my hands on that wooden wheel, and with all my heart I'd turn her round, and I'd tell the boys that we're homeward bound. Just one more day on the grey funnel line, so I'll pass the time like some machine until the blue ocean turns to green. Then I'll dance on down that walk ashore, and I'll sail the grey funnel line no more. I'll sail the grey funnel line no more.
On you go, Joe. All yours.
This thing too near me.
I don't know. I tell you. Well, yes, that's work.
At Ceilidh, we usually is singing Gaelic. And this is two songs, one follows the other. That's the way they're sung. And the first one is about a woman who was in love with a man who was married to another woman. And she was wishing every night of the week that this woman would break down, break her leg, break anything so she could marry Paul. The second one is about an old lady of 92 who wanted to marry a young fella 21. She had plenty of money and they accused him of being after her money, but nobody said what she was after. The first one is Paul's wife. Tror jeg napp misje, tror jeg napp misje, barn for din. Tror jeg napp misje, så var det tag I vekk alt. Og kanskje det khasse, gumrishte det khasse, vel for din. Gumrishte det khasse, gumrishte det khasse, det krava. Tror jeg napp misje, tror jeg napp misje, barn for din. Tror jeg napp misje, så var det tag vekk alt. Es rahinga gali, le for din. Rahinga gali, Gesikken you all as the modlers. Throw your nap mission, throw your nap mission, ban for din. Throw your nap mission, Savannah, I give a call to. I go she do my moy, she do my moy, Kalachanarigi. She do my mo, not a shorty, Hachi gosh, dear, what he hosharigi. Some mass and to boss, a Kalachanarigi. Toss them not boss, a touch at og, the touch and no rake, a toll chantarigi. I go she do my moy, she do my moy, Kalachanarigi. She do my moy, not a shorty, Hachi gosh, dear, what he hosharigi. As Bertala pose, Malish Naganye, Bertala pose, shall me heal water gets more than you has. Me double and doodle and little dum do on the pilly dory diddle and laddle, the pilly diddly dory diddly dory, the petit blue. Now what?
Don't just sit there because you got a hat on.
I'm astounded I found one big enough.
What?
One of the things that makes the heat and the humidity more than worthwhile is the fact that there's no doubt at all if you're starting on a song with a chorus, especially if you sing a foreign song, all of these reprobates are going to join in. Because one of the one of the favourite axes I have to grind is the fact that I lay most of it at the door of television. Largely speaking, you're finishing up with a whole country full of non-participants. And that's comes as a shock, even after all these years, that when I started on a song that I know is well known, people just sit and listen, you know, like feed it at me and don't automatically join in. It doesn't really matter whether it's in the same key or, you know, whether you've got rhythm, but as long as it's a... Why turn the other mic on here? This guy's in good form. He's also very lewd. We decided that it's also not very fair that the American slang world should have a monopoly of all these expressions, but like bluegrass, they don't quite come across in Broad Scots, because we tried recht on and forut, but it just doesn't seem to sound the same somewhere or other. A song that probably I'll get clobbered for singing later on because it's Irish, but it's got a beautiful melody and a magnificent chorus. When, like the dawning day, I lean around, love sends his early ray, I lean around. What makes his dawning glow changeless through joy and woe? Only the constant know. I lean around. Were she no longer true, I lean around. What would her lover do? I lean around. Fly with a broken chain far o'er the bounding main. Never to love again. I lean around. Youth must in time decay. I lean around. Beauty must fade away. I lean around. Castles are sacked in war, chieftains are scattered far.
Truth is a fixed star. I lean a room.
There's another lovely song. It's got a great chorus too. And I'm sure when he turns this thing back on, there we are now. Louis, will you fellas join, the Bird and Brazen screen? Yeah. As I roamed out one morning near the verdant brazos green, I put my back to a mossy tree to view the dew on the west county, the dew on the forest green. A lad I spied near a burnside, with a lass down near yonder green tree, and her lips were like the berry brown red, and she all wan and worn to see, all wan and worn to see. Come sit you down on the grassy sand, on the dewy grass so green, for the wee birds all have come and gone, since I my love have seen, he said, since I my love have seen. I'll not sit on the grass, she said, no lover will I be of thine, for I hear you love a Connacht maid, and your heart's no longer mine, she said, your heart's no longer mine. Oh, I will climb the high tree, and I'll rob the wild bird's nest, and back I'll bring what I find there, to the arms that I love best, he said, to the arms that I love best.
The song is it? Aye. I was sort of press ganged on to make up the Scottish contingent. There being only one at the time. This is a song that was written by the Scottish poet and folk song authority, or pundit, Hamish Henderson. And he wrote the words to a Scottish march, which I can't remember what the name of it was. It's the tune that was used for the Scotland the Brave thing. The song is about a Scottish school teacher called John McLean, who was sent to prison during the First World War for organising unions and workers and things. It's called the Freedom, not the Freedom Convoy, it's called the John McLean March. Aye, Mac, did you see him as he come down Begorgie? War the Lammerlaw north o' the Tay. Yon man is coming, and the hail turn is turning out. Where a share he'll win back to Glasgow the day. The Jiners and Hodders on our marching frae Clydebank. Come on now and hear him, he'll be our thrang to bide. Turn out Jock and Jimmy, leave your crans and your muckle gantries. Our John McLean's coming back to the Clyde. Forward to Glasgow Green, we'll march and get order. Will grips his banner wheel, that boy is nae blate. Aye, wheel man, that's Johnny New, that's him there, the bonny fechter. Lennon's his fear lad and Liebknecht's his mate. Tak 10-20 speaking, for they'll mind what he said here, in Glasgow city and the hale world besides. Aye, man, the Scarlet's bonny, here's to ye Hieland Shawnee. Our John McLean's coming home to the Clyde. I will, when it's finished, I'll wa back to Springburn. Come home to your tea, John will soon hae you fed. It's hard work the speaking, och I'm sure he'll be tired the night. I'll sleep on the flare mac and gie John a bed. The hale city's quiet noo, it kens that he's resting. At hame wi' his Glasgow friends, their fame and their pride. The red will be warm, my lads, and Scotland will march again. Now our John McLean has come home to the Clyde.
There are a lot of songs about adventurous women, and so we'll sing you one. This one is about a woman whose lover ran off from her, and instead of hanging about the Claudy banks for 7 long years, holding half a ring, waiting for him to come back, she decided to go off looking for him, and when she found him, dealt with him rather summarily, in a way that I can't really recommend. Bold William Taylor. I'll sing you a song about 2 lovers, oh, from Lichfield town they came. The young man's name was William Taylor. Sarah Gray was the lady's name. William Taylor, he has listed for a soldier, he has gone. He's gone and left his own true lover, for to weep and for to mourn. Sarah's parents did despise her, filled her heart with grief and woe. So then at last she's vowed and told them, for a soldier she would go. She dressed herself in man's apparel, man's apparel she's put on. Then for to seek her own true lover, for to seek him she has gone. One day as she was exercising, 1, 2, 3, a silver chain pulled down her waistcoat and exposed her lily white breast. The sergeant major stepped up to her, asking her what brought her here. I've come to seek for my true lover, who has proved to me severe. If you've come to seek for your true lover, I pray you tell to me his name. His name it is bold William Taylor. All from Lichfield town he came. Well, if his name be William Taylor, William Taylor is not here. He's lately married a rich young lady, worth £10,000 a year. But if you rise early in the morning, just before the break of day, right here you'll find bold William Taylor, walking out with his lady gay. So she rose early in the morning, just before the break of day. Right there she spied bold William Taylor, walking out with his lady gay. So then she called for a sword and a pistol, which were brought at her command. She fired and shot bold William Taylor, with his lady at his right hand. Then the captain stepped up to her, pleased and well at what she'd done. He's gone and made her a bold commander over a ship and all its men.
That one should be on the women's songs thing.
Better than what Jerry Silverman did.
Ugh. Incidentally, don't buy that book by Jerry Silverman. It's called Songs for Liberated Women. It's disgusting. It's awful.
I've been asked to sing this song. You get this is what happens when you get into something like this. There's Gene singing Irish songs. Here's a Scots song. It's called The Bleacher Lass of Kelvinhaw. It's a sort of what would you call it? It's like a whole line of broken talking songs, except there's no broken talking in this. But there's a traditional 7 years in it. As I walked out yen a fine summer's evening, all alone by the broomy law, it was there that I espied a fair young maiden. She'd cherry cheeks and a skin like snow. Oh, lassie, lassie, is it you who wanders all alone by the broomy law? Oh, indeed, kind sir, and it's the truth I'll tell ye. I'm the bleacher lassie on Kelvinhaw. Oh, lassie, lassie, will ye gang with me? Oh, I've forgotten the words now. Shit. Oh, lassie, lassie, do ye remember the ships that sailed down the broomy law? Oh, the sailor lads, they all admired the bleacher lassie on Kelvin Hall. Oh, laddie, laddie, I will remember the ships that sailed in the broomy law, and the sailor lads, they all got tipsy with a bleacher lassie on Kelvin Hall. Oh, lassie, lassie, will ye gang with me? I'll dress ye up in satin's bra. Oh, no, kind sir, but it's the truth I'll tell ye. I love a lad and he's fair awa. For 7 long years I held a sailor. It's 7 long years since he's gone awa. Aye, and for 7 May I'll wait here for him and bleach my clothes here on Kelvin Hall. Oh, lassie, lassie, sin ye been faithful and true to me, sin I've gone awa. Two hearts in love shall be united. You'll cat name me here on Kelvin Hall. And it's new this couple, they got married. They keep a nail who's atween them twa. And the sailor lads, they all gang drinking with a bleacher lassie on Kelvin Hall.
Am I supposed to sing?
I didn't know. Shit, nobody asked me to sing. Wait now.
Yes, a blue one.
Oh, I'll give the green leaves to green with it. For a starty. This is an educational song now. It's a bit a rebel song. Jeez. I'll go think a few rebel songs. It's got a bit chorus if you want to join in. There was an old wife fit to hear on hell, the green leaves say green. Oh, if she hasn't gone on, then she bides there still, and you can pretty well what I mean. Oh, she kept a pint of the bragwine ale, the green leaves say green. Oh, and I bought a young lassie for to carry it bin, and you can pretty well what I mean. Oh, a sailor laddie passed by a day, the green leaves say green. Oh, and he's cried for a pint o' her bragwine ale, and you ken pretty well what I mean. Oh, he cried for a pint and he cried for another, the green leaves say green. Oh, and the lassie and the sailor, they were bedded down together, and you ken pretty well what I mean. Oh, now she drew her hand across his wime, the green leaves say green. Oh, fits this I feel like I drag her a tine, and you ken pretty well what I mean. Oh, that's my steggy that I ride on, the green leaves say green. Oh, and my wallet for hood and my confidence is in, and you ken pretty well what I mean. Oh, now he drew his hand across her wime, the green leaves say green. Oh, fits this I feel like the burst on a swine, and you ken pretty well what I mean. Oh, oh, that's my Wally that I draw in, the green leaves say green. Oh, and ye can water your stoggy and you ken pretty well what I mean. Oh, But if my staggy should fall and the green leaves say green, no, he can I grab under the bent round the brim and ye can pretty weel fit I mean, no. But if my staggy head should round the green leaves say green, no, he can hobble up and down till he comes out again and ye can pretty well what I mean, no. No, he's staggy drunk, so fair and fine, the green leaves say green, no, for the water in our well, it was sweeter than wine, and you can pretty well what I mean, no. No, he put it in, so fair and fat, the green leaves say green, no, but he took it out again like a half-drowned rat, and you can pretty well what I mean, no. There you go.
We'd like to play a tune. Oh, that's me. It's not the mics. Hey. We'd like to play a tune called Cín Rua, and it's an ancient air. Some people say it's a lament, a lament for Owen Roe O'Neill, the Irish soldier and patriot. But perhaps it's also a lament for Owen Roe Sullivan, the Gaelic poet. Anyway, it's a beautiful tune. Then we'll go into Kenny Goldstein's reel, The Morning Dew, and. That's D-E-W, yeah, bip. So, anyway, Cín Rua and The Morning Dew. And Dick's going to join in, aren't you, Dick? Aye, way over. We'll get you, we'll play Cín Rua and then you get your guitar. Are you in tune? Hmm?
One of these things working?
I'll sing a song now that covers England, Ireland, and Scotland, so we'll have no argument this time.
Don't done that.
It's called The Bonny Bunch of Roses. By the margin of the ocean, one pleasant evening in the month of June, when all the feather songsters their liquid notes to sweetly tune, as there I met a female, on her features were signs of woe, conversing with young Bonaparte concerning the bonny bunch of roses. Oh, then now speaks young Napoleon. He takes his mother by the hand, saying, "Mother dear, be patient until I'm able to take command. Then I'll raise a mighty army, and through tremendous dangers go, and ere will I return again, till I conquer the bonny bunch of roses." Oh, he took 600,000 men, and kings likewise to bear strain. He was so well provided for that he could sweep the world for gain. But when he came to Moscow, he was overpowered by sleet and snow, and with Moscow all blazing, he lost the bonny bunch of roses. Oh, now, son, be not too venturesome, for England has a heart of oak, and England, Ireland, Scotland, their unity shall ne'er be broke. Remember your brave father, and Saint Ceilidh lies low, and if you follow after, beware of the bonny bunch of roses. Oh, now, mother dear, I'll bid you adieu. I now lie on my dying bed. If I'd lived, I'd be more clever, but now I droop my youthful lad. And when my bones lie mouldering, and the weeping will o'er me grow, the name of young Napoleon will enshrine the bonny bunch of roses. Oh, boy.
There was always a problem at home. A lot of things takes about 25 years to get over, like the fact that no nicely brought up young woman should be seen drunk in a pub within at least 15 miles of her hometown, which tends to cost you a fortune in car fare. All part of the same sort of double standard set up to which we are subjected from an early age. Presumably it's a backlash from the pretty strict religious background. And although my own family wasn't particularly religious, the same double standard was certainly there, because my mother, whom in a careless moment might be singing around the kitchen, me and my Jemima sitting on the grass, a bumblebee came out of the ground and stung Jemima's. I declare a doctor he was sent for, and when he came at last, the only thing that he could see was a hole in Mima's. I declare, was absolutely appalled if I chose to sing that song 3 days later. The actual approach to religion could be double in itself, because there's a little snippet that supposedly was heard from a couple in the Overgate in Dundee who were singing, you know, Salvation Army type song at a street corner, but not wishing to miss the main chance. They had a bannet, you know, a cap on the ground beside them. So the idea was if you were either uplifted or moved by this, you put some money in. And somebody had dropped the coin in, and one of the couple didn't see what the coin was. So the song changed in the middle from a hymn to "Oh, what did he gie ye? Only a halfpenny. The greedy bugger, he meth again mair. Hide your tongue, man, there's somebody coming. Gentle Jesus, hear my prayer." They don't tend to part with very much at home. All the standard stories about being tight-fisted and whatnot. And unemotional is also an image that the Scots have taken centuries to build up and are in no great danger of destroying just at the moment.